fuming after their taxis were impounded this morning during Operation Fiela. Operation Fiela intensified in the township after a mass meeting between the Gauteng Premier and residents over safety and transport concerns. Violence started flaring in the area last week when taxi operators tried to stop a new bus service from taking over Patco routes. Taxi bosses say the contract given to Autopax was originally promised to them. Now, this prompted the Premier to give a strong worded guarantee that Mamelodi residents will not be intimidated under his watch. His intervention saw Operation Fiela impound dozens of taxis. Now, for more on the developments in Mamelodi, we are joined by our reporter, Patricia Vesachi. Patricia, a very good afternoon to you. What's happening at the moment? Has the situation remained calm throughout the morning?
Well, good afternoon, Alicia. Certainly, the situation has remained calm throughout the day. We saw, obviously, there was a smooth operation of all the Autopax buses under heavy security, heavy police and metro police escorting the buses throughout the townships from very early this morning. And of course, we spoke to various commuters who applauded the service, who praised the police, who praised the Premier for intervening so swiftly, saying that they feel much safer than they felt last week. But of course, this, as Autopax buses enjoyed heavy security, the taxi industry in the area had a bit of an unusual morning as they met Operation Fiela face-to-face. This, of course, after the Premier did say yesterday that Operation Fiela would be intensified starting yesterday night. And, of course, they targeted the most of the taxis this morning. From about 2 o'clock this morning, a lot of taxis were impounded. And those visuals that you have just shown us of many of the taxis in that impound at Kudusport in the east of Pretoria, we did learn that about 39 taxis were impounded. Of course, this is a situation that has left most of the taxi bosses upset. Them again saying that this is a sign perhaps of government not wanting to resolve this dispute in a peaceful manner, because they now feel threatened, they now feel targeted, they feel that they are unfairly targeted. And some of them even highlighting that if this was about Operation Fiela, then all the vehicles on the road would have been targeted and not only taxis.
Patricia, tell us more about the impounded taxis. What's the latest with that?
Well, of course, there is a meeting that is about to take place shortly between the taxi bosses and the Gauteng Mayor. That will take place in Mamelodi, where some of the taxi bosses, of course, they will be raising their concern. They will be asking what the way is forward in terms of the impounded taxis, whether there are certain fees that they have to pay, what exactly was wrong with all the taxis, and if maybe they can reach an agreement with the government to release their taxis, as some of them have already alluded to the fact that they're suffering a great loss. The longer those taxis stay in the impound, the more money they will lose. And of course, you know that this is their livelihood. And some taxi bosses told me that they had about 4 or 5 taxis impounded. So it is a great loss. And it seems like the Mamelodi taxi industry was hit hard by Operation Fiela. But of course, after this meeting that is scheduled to actually start around 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon with the mayor, we will know what the way forward is. And we will also hear from the taxi bosses whether they are satisfied with the resolutions, or rather the agreement that will be adopted at this meeting that is scheduled to take place this afternoon.
Thanks, Patricia. We'll definitely be keeping in touch with her on that story. Patricia Vesachi, live to us from Mamelodi.